The king has come. When you hear that phrase, you immediately picture an arrival wrapped in gold. You expect sweeping fanfares, grand banquets, and absolute, unquestioned abundance. But in Ku Ajagiri Sami's mid-20th century Tamil classic, Raja Vantirakira, that royal expectation hits a wall. The title translates exactly to "The King Has Come," yet the world we enter completely abandons the palace. Instead of marble halls, we find ourselves in a modest, sun-baked village. The story unfolds under thatched roofs, amidst the quiet, dusty reality of rural life, where cattle rest in the shade and grandeur is entirely absent. Inside one of these homes, we meet our cast, Ramasamy, Mangama, and Tambaya. Their lives are defined by immediate, daily struggles, trying to mend heavily torn clothes and agonizing over sending a child to school without the proper fees. The quiet routine breaks when word arrives of an impending guest. The house erupts into a desperate search for a single 10-rupee note. It's a sum so small it underscores the family's precarious financial state, yet its absence triggers a total domestic panic. Why would a master of Tamil literature wrap a story about intense rural poverty in the language of royalty? Extreme poverty changes the basic rules of hospitality. It creates an environment governed by the logistics of scarcity, where having a guest over requires an agonizing calculation of every single resource. When the news of the guest breaks, the grandmother, Pati, alongside the parents, feels the crushing weight of social expectation. They need to save face and serve adequate food, forcing someone to brave the chaotic market streets to gather supplies with completely empty pockets. A balance scale visualizes their mathematical burden. On one side, the household's near-zero pile of coins. Add one extra mouth to feed, and the other side, representing necessities like rice, fabric, and transport, violently tips the scale downward. As the deficit pulls that scale down, Ramasamy and Mangama are forced into a state of emotional paralysis. The math simply doesn't work, driving them into a frantic cycle of borrowing just to survive the day. For the adults in this home, the arrival of this so-called king functions as a devastating financial audit, exposing exactly how close they are to a total collapse of resources. But another perspective exists in the exact same space. The children of the house experience this impending arrival differently. In this quiet moment, the children find possibility in the dirt. To them, the courtyard serves as a stage for a grand event. Their calm presence highlights a world where their parents' frantic worry hasn't yet taken root. The king arriving today is actually a beloved guest, a family member who may lack literal wealth, but who commands absolute affection and reverence from everyone in the household. The innocence of the kids acts as a shield against the brutal logistics of scarcity. They get to experience the pure joy of a visit, completely untaxed by the economic terror keeping their parents awake. Ajagiri Sami brilliantly overlaps two simultaneous realities inside one tiny home: the suffocating prison of poverty built by the adults and the bright, anticipation-filled kingdom ruled by the children. Ajagiri Sami used the title Raja Vantirakira to elevate his character's struggle rather than mock their poverty. That frantic scramble for a 10-rupee note we saw earlier takes on a different meaning. It becomes a profound, heroic act of devotion. They pull from an empty well, offering immense love out of a fractured, humble vessel. By centering ordinary, struggling families in his narratives, Ajagiri Sami expanded the definition of who could be a hero in modern Tamil literature. He proved that you don't need a crown to be worthy of a great story. True wealth is measured by a family's capacity to offer royal hospitality in the face of absolute scarcity. It challenges us to look at ordinary people in our own lives, fighting their quiet battles, and treat them with that exact same empathy.